She grew up in Los Angeles, but for the longest time, Hollywood felt like a different world entirely, one she never expected to be part of. As a child, her dream wasn't the red carpet. It was horseback riding. And yet, at just 25 years old, she stood on the biggest stage in entertainment and beat a Hollywood legend to win the Best Actress Oscar. This is the untold story of Mikey Madison. Mikey Madison Rosberg was born on March 25, 1999, in Los Angeles, California. She grew up in Woodland Hills, tucked away in the San Fernando Valley, as the fourth of 5 children. She has a twin brother named Miles, an older brother named Holden, and 2 older sisters, Tanya and Natasha. Both of her parents, Michael and Tracy Rosberg, are psychologists, a background that gave her a quiet, thoughtful, almost academic upbringing, far removed from the noise of the entertainment industry. Starting in 7th grade, Mikey was homeschooled. The decision wasn't about acting at all, it was about horses. She was seriously pursuing a future as a competitive equestrian, spending countless hours training, and homeschooling gave her the flexibility to chase that dream. But there was another side to young Mikey that few people saw coming. She has described herself as painfully shy as a child. Simple things, like raising her hand in class or speaking in front of a group, felt overwhelming to her. She once said she couldn't talk to anyone, and that facing a classroom took real mental preparation. Then, at 14 years old, everything shifted. Her mother enrolled her in acting classes, almost on a whim, and something clicked. Mikey later explained that she was drawn to the intimacy and connection that acting offered, calling it brave, deep, and emotional in a way that horseback riding never was for her. That single decision would end up reshaping the rest of her life. She started small, the way most actors do, appearing in short films and student projects, learning the craft one audition at a time. She picked up minor roles, including an appearance on Modern Family, and small parts in the films Nostalgia and Monster, along with the TV series Imposters. None of these were breakout roles, but they were building blocks. Her real breakthrough came at just 16 years old, when she was cast as Max Fox, the eldest daughter of Pamela Adlon's character in the FX comedy drama Better Things. The role would keep her busy for 7 years, running from 2016 to 2022, and it gave her the kind of steady, long-term acting experience that few young performers get. While working on the show, she also made her feature film debut in 2017 with Lisa, Skies Are Grey, a coming-of-age story involving a motorcycle road trip and a Romeo and Juliet-style romance. At 19, Mikey took on a much darker role, playing Sadie, one of the infamous Manson family members, in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It was a small but memorable part, and it put her on the radar of major filmmakers. Then in 2022, she stepped into the horror genre, playing Amber Freeman, one of the killers in the 5th installment of the Scream franchise. Around this same period, she also appeared in the Apple TV Plus miniseries Lady in the Lake, alongside Natalie Portman. It was those 2 performances, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Scream, that caught the attention of director Sean Baker, known for films like The Florida Project and Tangerine. Baker later explained that after watching Scream, sitting next to his wife and producing partner Samantha Kwan in the theater, he turned to her and said they needed to call Mikey's agents the moment they left. He felt she had everything he needed, the range, the intensity, the attitude, for a project he hadn't even written yet. That project became Anora. Baker approached Mikey directly and offered her the leading role without an audition, an almost unheard of move in Hollywood. She would play Annie, a Brooklyn sex worker, who meets and impulsively marries the son of a wealthy Russian oligarch, setting off a chain of events that spirals wildly out of control once his parents find out. Mikey didn't take the role lightly. She spent an entire year immersing herself in research about sex work. She learned Russian to deliver her character's dialogue convincingly. She trained in pole dancing and twerking for scenes throughout the film's first act. She temporarily relocated to Brooklyn's Brighton Beach neighborhood, the actual setting of the film, to nail the accent and the atmosphere. She even built a Pinterest board to shape her character's look and spent time shadowing women at clubs to understand their world more authentically. And true to her dedication, she performed her own stunts throughout the production. That hard work paid off in a big way. Anora premiered at the Cannes Film Festival in May 2024, where it received a 7.5-minute standing ovation, and went on to win the Palme d'Or, the festival's highest honor. From there, the film's awards season campaign stretched on for 9 months, building momentum all the way to the Oscars. But the road wasn't easy. Throughout awards season, Mikey found herself going head-to-head with a true Hollywood veteran, Demi Moore, who delivered a transformative performance in the body horror film The Substance. For a while, it looked like Moore's experience and long-awaited recognition would carry the night. She picked up several of the major precursor awards. Heading into the Oscars, Mikey Madison was far from the favorite. But the tide began to turn. In the weeks leading up to the ceremony, Mikey won the BAFTA Award for Best Actress in a Leading Role, then the Independent Spirit Award for Best Lead Performance, both times beating out Moore. That momentum carried into the biggest night of all. At the 97th Academy Awards, held on March 2, 2025, Mikey Madison was named Best Actress, her very first Oscar nomination, and her first win. She had become a Best Actress nominee, with only her 9th feature film to her name. In her acceptance speech, she admitted the moment felt surreal, saying that she grew up in Los Angeles, but Hollywood always felt so far away from her. She thanked her mother directly, calling her her favorite scene partner, and telling her she loved her. She also used the moment to acknowledge the real sex worker community that inspired her character, asking the audience to recognize them. Anora didn't just earn Mikey a trophy, the film swept the night, winning 5 Academy Awards in total, including Best Picture, cementing both her performance and Sean Baker's vision as one of the defining stories of that award season. Life moved quickly after the win. Less than a month later, Mikey made her hosting debut on Saturday Night Live in March 2025, with country singer Morgan Wallen as the musical guest. It was another milestone in what had already been an extraordinary year for a young actress who, not long before, had simply been auditioning for supporting roles. Despite the sudden fame, Mikey has remained fiercely private. She isn't active on social media, and she rarely discusses her personal life in interviews. She has spoken about following a vegan diet, and reports suggest she may be in a relationship with her Anora co-star, though she has never confirmed this publicly herself. In interviews, she has expressed interest in future roles, even mentioning at one point that she'd love to be part of a Princess Diaries sequel. A surprisingly playful ambition for an Oscar winner known for intense, dramatic work. As of recent reports, her name has also come up in discussions for major upcoming projects, a sign that Hollywood sees her as far more than a one-role wonder. It's worth pausing here to understand just how unusual her path really was. Most actors who reach the Oscar stage have spent decades building toward that moment, moving through countless failed auditions, rejections, and years of struggle before their names ever appear on a nomination list. Mikey Madison did it differently. She wasn't chasing fame from a young age, she wasn't groomed for stardom by industry insiders, and she didn't come from a family with any connections to Hollywood. She came from a household of psychologists, spent her early teenage years around horse stables instead of movie sets, and only discovered acting almost by accident, through a single decision her mother made to sign her up for classes. Even after that discovery, her rise wasn't instant. She spent years in smaller, less glamorous roles, a background character here, a minor guest spot there, quietly building her craft while working actors twice her age continued chasing their own big break. 7 years on Better Things gave her something many young performers never get: consistency, room to grow, and the chance to develop a real acting instinct rather than relying purely on natural talent. By the time she stepped into darker, edgier roles like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Scream, she wasn't a newcomer anymore. She was a seasoned young actress, who simply hadn't been given her moment yet. That moment finally came with Anora, and what makes her performance so remarkable is how much of herself she poured into preparing for it. Very few actors, especially ones without established star power, are handed a leading role without an audition. Sean Baker's decision to trust her completely, based purely on what he'd already seen from her in smaller parts, speaks volumes about the impression she'd quietly been making across the industry for years. Looking back at her journey, it's a remarkable transformation. A painfully shy homeschooled kid who once dreamed only of horses, who had to mentally prepare herself just to raise her hand in a classroom, grew into one of the most acclaimed actresses of her generation, praised not just for talent, but for the sheer dedication she brings to every role she takes on. Mikey Madison's story is proof that the biggest breaks in life often arrive when you least expect them, and that sometimes, the quietest, shyest people end up telling the loudest, boldest stories. If you enjoyed this untold story, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the lives of Hollywood's biggest stars, and let us know in the comments which celebrity we should cover next.